Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Study of Life Science. So in this video we are going to discuss about pentose phosphate pathways. These pathways also called as hexose monophosphation or phosphogluconate pathways. These pathways are alternative pathways of glycolysis and TCA cycle. These pathways proceed in cytoplasm of both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. This is the only pathway which proceed in a cytoplasm of cell, and these pathways are very important of those cells which lack the mitochondria inside the cells like RBCs. In that RBC there is absence of mitochondria, and we know that in TCA tricarboxylic acid cycle there is a formation of electron carrier molecules. These electron carrier molecules further enter in electron transport chain. By the process of oxidative phosphorylation there is a formation of ATP molecules. And you know this T-cell cycle which proceed in a matrix of mitochondria. So those cycles absence of mitochondria, so where these electron carrying molecules are formed. For that the pentose phosphate pathways are very important because they synthesize NADPH, which is a reducing agent or also called as a electron carrier molecules. This pathway which produce a reducing agent which is NADPH, which helpful for to synthesize many molecules like fatty acid. In that pathway there is synthesized 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon compound which act as a precursor for synthesis of various molecules like nucleotides. So in that pathway there is formation of ribulose bisphosphate which helps to synthesize nucleotide. This reducing agent which helps to reduce detoxify of sodium peroxide effect on that particular cell. So this is all about that. So now we discuss the pathways. Okay, so let's start. Before this pentose phosphate pathways which divides into two phases. First which is the oxidation phase and second one which is a non-oxidation phase. In that oxidation phase the glucose molecules become oxidized and there is formation of two NADPH H plus molecules, and important thing is that it is not reversible. Okay, and second one which is the non-oxidation phase. In that non-oxidation phase it is a reversible process and there is not formation of any reducing agent. So first we discuss oxidation phase. Okay, so let's start. In that the glucose molecules which split and there is formation of glucose 6-phosphate by presence of enzyme hexokinase, and for that they requires energy. Then this glucose 6-phosphate which converts 6-phosphoglucano-1,5-lactone by presence of enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, and here is reduction of NADP and there is formation of NADPH plus H plus. Then this 6-phosphoglucano-1,5-lactone which is a hydrolysis reaction, this 6-phosphoglucano-1,5-lactone which converts 6-phosphogluconate by presence of enzyme hydrolase enzyme. Then this 6-phosphogluconate which converted into 3-ketophosphoGluconate. Okay, then this 3-phosphogluconate which undergoes decarboxylation, there is formation of ribulose 5-phosphate, and this reaction proceeds by the enzyme 6-phosphogluconate dehydrogenase. Okay, and here is reduction of NADP and is formation of NADPH plus H plus, and that process is called as the oxidation phase. I told you that, and you know it is a irreversible process, and here we give two reducing agent molecules like NADPH first and NADPH H plus second. Okay, so now let's see the non-oxidation phase. So in the non-oxidation phase the ribulose 5-phosphate which convert their epimerase which is xylulose 5-phosphate. So before you should know what is the epimerase. So let's see what is epimerase. So this is structure of D-galactose and here is structure of D-glucose. What is the difference is that overall configurations are same, but only difference is that here this chiral carbon atom which has the OH and H groups which positions are different, okay, and overall structure are same. So just one change the position of that chiral carbon atom, that is called as the epimerase, okay. So same here the ribulose 5-phosphate which convert their epimerase cellulose 5-phosphate by the presence of enzyme phosphor pentose epimerase, okay. Then this ribulose 5-phosphate which convert their ketoisomerase. We know isomerase. What is isomer? The molecules having same molecular formula but their different structure, it is called as the isomers, okay. So keto group which we transfer, okay, from one place to another, that is called the ketoisomerase. So this ribulose 5-phosphate which convert their ketoisomerase to forms a ribose 5-phosphate, okay, it's ribose 5-phosphate. Then this xylulose 5-phosphate which transferred their second carbon moiety to ribose 5-phosphate, okay. So what is a moiety? The moiety is nothing but it is a functional group or fragment of that molecules, those fragment molecules which transfer from one compound to another compound, and that is called as a moiety, okay. Then okay, this converted into the ribulose 5-phosphate, okay. Then the formation of pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, okay. So in that I told you this second carbon moiety which transferred the ribose 5-phosphate, then we give two products which is pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate by the presence of enzyme transketolase. Then the pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate which transferred their third carbon moiety to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and there is a formation of erythrose 4-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate by the presence of enzyme transaldolase, okay. Then the xylulose 5-phosphate which transfer their second carbon moiety, okay. Here is the second carbon moiety and here is the third carbon moiety, okay. So the xylulose 5-phosphate which transferred the second carbon moiety to the erythrose 4-phosphate, there is the formation of fructose 6-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate by presence of enzyme transketolase, okay. Then once this fructose 6-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate which is a conversion is depend on the need of cell. If the cells need NADPH which is a reducing molecules, for that time this fructose 6-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate which we run reversibly and there is formation of NADPH plus H plus molecules. If the cells want energy, that time this fructose 6-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate which convert their pyruvate, and this pyruvate then later enters in TCA cycle. In that TCA cycle we get also reducing agent, and this reducing agent enter in a electron transport chain by the oxidative phosphorylation. There is formation of ATP molecules by the cellular respiration, okay. So this is all about the pentose phosphate pathways. So if you like these videos, please like, share with your friends and definitely subscribe my channel. Thank you.